All right, welcome to our team call. It's September 15th. I'm so excited to be hosting this. My name is obviously not Allie Van Arsdale. It is Joy Rivard, and if I haven't met you, hello. Glad you're here. Okay, so I am just going to get started with announcements. Let me get to screen sharing here. All right. So some important dates that are coming up. September 19th is challenge group begins. Allie and I got one that is starting up, and if you need a group, you're more than welcome to join us if you have a couple challengers. I actually am heading that one up, so if you need to be added in, let me know. September 26th is our 3-day sneak peek into coaching. So that's an awesome opportunity for people to really check it out and see what our coaching business is all about, right? And then right after that, September 28th is the business opportunity call at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Obviously, our team calls have switched from Monday nights to Thursday nights, and that started last week. So I'm thankful for those of you who are on here tonight. I know it's kind of a weird switcheroo and it's hard to get used to, but I'm thankful that you're here. All right, and let's see. Next. So also, don't forget to check out the cover photo in the team page. I spent a lot of time to reorganize that and get that really organized for our resources, tons and tons of resources. So it's easy to click and easy to access. It's pretty awesome. She did a great job organizing that. And let's talk about September promos. We should pretty much know these, but just to review, we have Country Heat, 21-Day Fix, 21-Day Fix Extreme, Hardcore, Size, 3-Day Refresh. And the one challenge pack I always forget about is the club with the portion control containers. That's such a great challenge pack for those who already have a few exercise programs and want to try a lot more, a lot of different ones. So. And this is August leadership board. We did awesome in August. Allie said that she's going to hopefully get an updated September one in the team page tomorrow. So I'm excited to see that. But look at all these names and Success Club. Freaking awesome. We did so great. All right. So let me get started in the meat of the call of why I'm here talking to you today. So tonight I want to talk to you about overcoming obstacles and your mindset and how to get over those obstacles in your business and kind of like in life a little bit. And so this is coming from my heart. I've been struggling for a while now, and I finally kind of got myself out of a rut, so I'm really excited to share on this topic. So if you don't know me, here's a little bit about me. I've been married for 10 years to my high school sweetheart. I have one son named Hayden. He will be 2 years old on Monday. I cannot believe it. I am a former elementary school teacher, and now I'm a stay-at-home full-time mom and Beachbody coach. I have been a Beachbody coach for almost a year now. On September 28th will be a year. I can't believe it. I have started my own personal fitness journey in January of 2013. So I'm coming up on my 4-year change of life, change of habits, change of everything. So I'm pretty excited about that. Every year goes by, it kind of blows my mind. So how I got started with Beachbody. I actually met Allie through Mom's Club. We were in the same play group, and there was also another Beachbody coach in that play group. And I eavesdrop on their conversations as much as I can when they were talking about it. And so the seeds were constantly being planted. And I totally Facebook creeped on her page for over a year. I made sure I did not like anything and did not comment on anything that had to do anything with business or Beachbody or anything at all. Only personal stuff. And finally, after my son was a year, and it was in September, I joined a sneak peek, and after the 5-day sneak peek, I pretty much fell in love, and I was like, I want to do this. This is perfect. Everything I need, want, everything. So I joined ASAP, and I totally hit the ground running. And I mean, I hit the ground running for sure. So when I started, like I said, I totally hit the ground running. I hit Success Club 10, bam, 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 for the first 5 months. I earned my summit ticket. I was totally on a roll, right? So then March came, and let me tell you, give you a little bit of backstory. So I started my business in September 28th. October, awesome. November, awesome. In November, we got in a car accident, and my husband stopped working. I put a lot of pressure on myself, and so things started going crazy. And then December, holidays, right? And then January, I push. I'm still making it. I'm still doing, Success Club 10. I'm on a roll still. And then February was Team Cup, and we just totally rocked Team Cup. And I made it on the very last day. I made Success Club 10, February 28th. I was totally excited. And then I went to bed, and when I woke up the next morning, I was only Success Club 5 because I got docked 2 points. And that broke me. That totally broke me. So that was the beginning of my rut, because of everything that was holding on to a personal life. I mean, as much as you try to keep those separated, business and personal, I mean, they are intertwined. You are a human being, right? So my coaching journey continuing here. So that triggered a really, I had such high expectations of myself from hitting Success Club 10. I was like, I needed to be perfect. That was my thing. And so when I hit Success Club 10, and then I woke up that next morning and I was basically knocked down, that broke me. And that was the start of my rut. So I totally deemed February, even though I really did kick some butt, I deemed it as a complete failure, because in my mind, I should have planned for and seen the magical thing that I would have never been able to see. So for the next 5 months, I struggled. I wanted to quit so bad. Every single month, I struggled to even make Success Club 5. I didn't even care to really post good stuff. I just struggled with my posts. I struggled with balancing everything. I struggled with keeping consistent. I cried and cried and cried and cried a lot, because I was like, why am I doing this? I questioned everything. I was like, why am I doing this? Is there even a point to this? I had tons of guilt for putting the time and money into Beachbody, and nothing really come out of it because I wasn't really working it, because I just wasn't doing the vital behaviors on a consistent basis. So I really struggled for those 5 months, and I actually walked into Summit, and I earned my Summit ticket, so it was going to be dumb for me not to go. So I was adamant I was going to go to Summit, but I walked into Summit thinking, I'm pretty much going to be quitting. I'm done. I quit. I'm not going to do this anymore. I'm going to go to Summit, have fun, and go home and quit, and just be like, I'm done. Okay, so Summit happened. And this was like the beginning of my mindset shift. We had, no doubt, an absolute blast at Summit. And I'm not saying you have to go to Summit to have this mindset shift. What I'm saying is that this is where I saw the bigger picture. I've been to a different MLM big conference before, and they were all about the product, what the product is, how to sell the product, how to cross-sell the product, how to upsell the product, how to sell the product. That's what it was all about. And with Beachbody, I kind of walked in there with the expectation, we're going to talk a lot about the product. About Beachbody product, what Beachbody can offer. And I was actually kind of taken back when its main focus was you as a person, you as a person who can help other people. It was not about the product. It was the idea of using the product as a tool to change people's lives. And I saw the bigger picture and I was like, oh, okay. So, you know, I kind of actually had a little bit more respect for Beachbody and Carl Deichler after he gave his speech about, you know, just getting real. And this is really, we're here to help people. So this is what I've been going through in the month of August. Time to get off the struggle bus, people. If you're struggling, time to get off the struggle bus. And I was so good at driving my struggle bus, I even would throw myself out the struggle bus and run myself over. Okay, so I was really good about that. So here's some actions that I took this last August to get out of my rut. And even if you are not in a rut, I highly recommend doing these things, okay? Because it will probably keep you from getting deep into a rut. All right, so number one, know your vision. So I had a vision when I started, and my vision kind of fell apart. It kind of just, I lost it. I didn't really know what I thought I knew what I wanted, but I didn't really know what I want. So you need to know your vision. So really sit down and think what you want. So I'm talking about your big vision. So what I did was I sat down, and I still do every once in a while think of something. I just got a little notebook and I wrote down every single thing that I wanted to accomplish in my life. From going on zip lining tour, from jumping out of an airplane, from a garden at my house, a big giant house, you know, like to everything that I wanted to accomplish. And then I took that and I said, what can I do because, you know, it's hard to look at that bigger picture and be like, oh, okay, let's just get busy and like keep that bigger picture in your mind because it's kind of overwhelming. So shorten that down to 1 year. 1 year from today, what are you going to accomplish? What are your goals? What's your vision for this 1 year? So when you find your vision, you're going to find your drive. What drives you to keep going, especially on the days that you don't want to, the days that are hard, the days that you're just exhausted and you just don't have time to check into challenge groups, the days that you just don't have the energy to put forth or your schedule is crazy. Okay, so this is where you're going to find your drive. So this is actually my vision board that I just created on PicMonkey, totally free. I just found images. So I want to, in the next year, go more towards my financial freedom. I want our family to be financially free of all debts and obligations. So I want that. So in this next year, I'm going to work towards that. I want to buy a house this next year. I want at my house a garden. And yes, this is Chip and Joanna's garden from Fixer Upper. Love them. But yes, that's my inspiration. I want to be able to do more family excursions. And I want to save money up because for our 15-year anniversary, we want to go to Scotland and Ireland. And I am bound and determined to stay in a castle because I think that'd be freaking cool. So with that, my business goal is to start Diamond in a year. So take this vision, create this, and plaster it everywhere so that this is what you see. Put it on your backdrop on your computer, put it on your screensaver, put it on your phone, print it off, put it in your bathroom, put it on your, you know, in your office, put it on the door in your bedroom, wherever you need to put this so you're constantly reminded of your goals. So it's so when you look at it, you're like, okay, I can do 15 more minutes, stay up late, 15 more minutes to check in challenge groups. Oh, I can get my 3 invites out. I know I'm really busy, but I can find 3 people to invite. Okay. So this is your vision, and when you find your vision, you'll find your drive. So number 2, this one's a big one for me. Know your triggers. Okay. So I kind of really had to do some self-reflection and totally ask myself, what's the moment that I shut down? What happened? And I shared that with you is when I had the high expectations of myself with Success Club, and it was, you know, the one day I went to bed and happy, and the next day I woke up, realized I became a failure, and well, that's what I deemed myself. what happened at the start, that just snowball effect. What are you truly struggling with, and what are you avoiding? Sometimes you're just avoiding something. So what is it that you're avoiding? So for me, I have a bad habit of perfectionism, okay, and expectations of myself. I put myself way up here, and if I don't like succeed in a way that I think I should succeed, even though I succeed the goal, I still deem myself as a failure. So I've had to work on that. Family life. If I don't get my one-on-one time with my husband, I feel like I'm all over the place. So that's important to me. So in order to um, make sure that I kind of stay on track mentally, I need that time. Also, I have a big thing about self-doubt. I am really bad about that. So if I have one little thought that comes in my mind, it easily snowballs. So I have to stop that in its tracks. Sugar is a big thing for me. If I have a little bit of sugar and if I don't keep that under control, it snowballs, and I'm no joke, become mentally unstable if I continue eating sugar. I am all over the place and it's bad. So I know that that's not good for me. And I have, for the last 30 days today, not eaten any sugar, and I, one, feel freaking amazing, and two, I've had the most upbeat, positive, awesome month. And I know that's partially is staying away from the sugar. Also, I tend to have a sense of overwhelm, but I have learned that that is a choice to feel overwhelmed, which was kind of hard for me to swallow. So the sense of overwhelm, that's your choice to feel that way, but it's also your choice to take action, which we will talk about in a minute. So number 3, know your priorities. Okay, this is a big thing for me that I have done actually once a week, because when I start feeling like I am getting all over the place and not quite sure where I'm focused, I sit down and do my priorities. I will show you what this looks like in a minute. So the question that you want to ask yourself is, do your activities match up with your priorities? So like, what are you doing all week long? Does that match what your priorities are? So your priorities obviously don't have to match mine, but what are yours? Is yours focused on school? Are yours focused on just your health, your family? What are you focused on? And then you try to find things where you can simplify, you can cut out, and you don't have to cut out forever. It is cut out for now until that activity lines up with your priorities. Okay. Well, this is kind of what it looks like. So my priorities are financial freedom. I need to build my business, more income, debt free. My other priority is my health. I want to keep my mental health up by getting my personal development in, my physical health by working out and eating right. And then my family health, or my family relationships with my husband and my son, are super important to me in my time. So I have over here on the right side, so I had Bible study class. That's a class that I actually have to drive to. I go work out. Family meals, I plan to take time to do my meals. I have play group with my son, toddler gym with my son. I watch a Netflix show. I babysit at this gym for my membership exchange. I have business hours in the afternoon. I take time, date nights with my husband, and sometimes I like to go shopping. Okay, so I go through these and I had to decide what is important. Okay, well, I had to X out Netflix because I was finding that I was spending 2 to 3 hours possibly a day on Netflix. There's a lot you can get done in that amount of time. Bible study class, well, I had to X that out. I had to figure out how to do something else to feed that need, but not be driving somewhere, because that takes too much time away from home in the evening. And then shopping. That did not line up with my financial goals. And I'm talking shopping as in extras, like not necessities, but extras, fun, extra things. So that's what I've done at least once a week. And it has really helped me to get refocused. And number 4, get moving. So this was a big thing when I read this. You need to break this cycle of inactivity. I was not being very consistent with posts, with my power hours, with reading my personal development. And being inactive in those areas really hindered my progress, obviously. So you got to break that inactivity. So you get back to the basics, and we talk about this a lot. You get back to the basics and start taking action. So you got to go back to what is the foundation of your business, and how do we create a stronger foundation to move forward. So product of the product, your workout and shake, invite, make sure you're tracking. Personal development, this is a big one. Make sure you're doing that every day. And recognition, give a shout out to somebody, write somebody a little private message, something, and just tell them how awesome they are. So this is one thing that also that's kind of hit me is you will never, ever, ever find your motivation to do anything. Your motivation comes within you. So forget motivation. You will never find motivation. You just got to do it. When you start taking action, the motivation comes. It makes it easy for you to keep going. And how true is that? I mean, how many times have we started cleaning somewhere and all of a sudden you're just like, ooh, I want to clean this. I want to clean that. Oh, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to reorganize that. You kind of just get that ball rolling. Well, it's the kind of same thing with your business. You just get the ball rolling. So motivation is a byproduct of the action that you are taking. Okay. Your number one priority to get off the struggle bus is to get out of your rut. I hope you really get what I'm trying to get here. It is something super important. Wait for it. I'm sure you guessed. It's personal development. No joke. So personal development, yes, trainings are personal development, but I found that I needed something that fueled my soul rather than my leadership or education or my knowledge. Personal development, I had to fuel my soul. I had to find something that I personally grew as a person, not just knowledge-wise. So get that personal development book going. I saw a pattern with my rut where if I started doing personal development, I started feeling better, started taking more action, and then if I miss a couple of days, it just starts going downhill again. And I found how important that is. And just in the last 30 days, in August, doing my personal development, I've been on top of that every single day, and there's been a few days I've missed, and there was a time that I missed 2 days in a row, and by the third day, I looked at my husband and I said, I need to go read my book because I'm feeling sluggish and not motivated or inspired or anything. I don't want to do anything. I'm getting back in my rut and I don't want to. So I took the time and I went and did that. All right, so things to remember that were big things that kind of filled it in here and there in August for me that were good aha moments that I was like, that kind of triggered something in me. So everybody struggles at some point, but don't get caught up in the Facebook highlight reel of what people are doing in their business. Remember, Facebook is just a mere second glimpse into their life. So yes, it may look like they're doing fantastic, but you don't know what's behind there. So don't start comparing yourself and don't start saying, well, everything's going great for them. Well, you don't really know. They may be struggling and they've been just maybe fighting to make good posts so that they keep some momentum going. Life takes you through seasons. Some seasons demand more personal growth than others. So you have to kind of remember this. I mean, everybody's life goes through, all our lives go through seasons, and some require more personal growth than others. And that is really demanding sometimes when you are struggling and you're struggling all over the place. You are being pushed to grow in many different ways. So remember that. It's not because you, quote unquote, need to learn a lesson. Is just you are growing as a person. I mean, you're either growing or you're dying, really. Life is like a pendulum. Sometimes you need to focus on one area over another. So if you have some trauma going on in your life or your family or sometimes you need to swing the pendulum that way and spend and focus your time on family or a school because you have midterms, or you just got to figure out ebb and flow of your life and your business. And sometimes you can focus big time on your business and sometimes you can't. You just kind of have to roll with the punches and you got to figure out what works for you. One thing to remember too is you are investing your time in yourself, your family, and your future in others. So your time is a huge currency, and a lot of the time I spent in my rut, I totally thought I was taking time away from my family, but then I had the moment of I'm actually in what I'm doing, I'm investing in my family because I'm creating a big foundation to grow my business so that we can achieve our dreams. All right. Few more things to remember. This is your journey and your journey alone. I've heard this over and over again, but it finally clicked with me. I, for the first time, can look at, on Thursday's recognition and, rank advances and not feel like, a failure, basically. So this is my journey, and it will never be as fast or as slow or as great or as small or anything as anybody else's because it's mine and mine alone. You will find your own way in your journey. And then also one thing is when you're going through the struggles and going through your rut, remember that this is part of your story. This is what people actually relate to. You don't have to share major details, but share a part of your struggle. And people want to hear that. People don't want to see perfect. People want to see vulnerable, and people want to see real. So be real and tell people, I am freaking struggling. Who else is struggling out there? So just talk about it and let that be part of your story. So getting out of your rut takes time. This is also something to remember. It took me 5 months to get out of my rut. And during that 5 months, I fought to be better, do better, get my eating under control, get my workouts under control, and then I would fall flat on my face again. So I got back up, did it again, fall flat on my face. You have to keep fighting, but you will find your own way, and it takes some time. Okay, so be patient with yourself and keep fighting for yourself. All right, take action. So this is where you have a chance to change things in your life. So take action. So find your vision. Even if you're not in a rut and you have not done this, do your vision board and put it everywhere. It is, remember, find your vision, you find your drive. Do some self-reflection, know your triggers, and totally be mindful of them, and know the consequences. If you, like for me, my consequence of sugar is that I start feeling mentally unstable and being able to control my emotions and think straight and just function. And so I have to be mindful of that. And it's my choice of the consequence if I choose to eat sugar. So be mindful of your other triggers of what happens, and when you are mindful of that, you're able to hit it head on a little bit easier without struggling too bad. Priorities activity. Sit down and do those priorities activity. Do one side of your priorities, the other side of all your activities, and if things don't match up, just exit out for right now. Just right now, it's temporary. But that will help you stay focused in what you need to be doing. And personal development. Seriously, we've heard this 1,000 times, right? Personal development. But find something that speaks to your soul. That is my recommendation. Yes, you can do trainings of the galore, but you need to find something that grows you personally as a person, not just fills more knowledge. And so let's get moving and start taking action. All right. Anybody have any questions? You can totally get personal questions if you want to talk about my rut and how things were. No problem. Okay. If you don't have any questions, thank you so much for being on the call. Hope you got something out of that, if it's something here or there, or if it all spoke to you. And just keep fighting for yourself. Have a good evening. Bye.